What is going on, YouTube? It is Predator626268, risen from the dead, in real life this time, believe it or not. Yes, we are actually going to be trying something a little bit different here. This is no ordinary playthrough. I know I haven't posted a playthrough in a long time, but there's two reasons for that. Reason number one is that I work full-time at my job now. Reason number two, I am flat broke as hell. A couple of incidents and events have been happening throughout last year and all of this year, and I'm just trying to just survive at this point. So yeah, long story short, I got involved with a lot of people I shouldn't have, and yeah, there's been a lot of issues with that. But enough about me. Let's get into that thing right there. And you may be wondering what that is. It is an unboxing video that I'm going to be doing. As many of you know, last year I played through Stubbs the Zombie on the PS4 when it first came out. And like I said in that video, I was actually not expecting Stubbs to come to a modern console because I figured, well, it's an obscure Xbox game from 2005. No one really gives a shit about it except for the small cult base that it has, i.e. me, and I know a couple other people, so I just never thought it would come to modern consoles. But I was wrong, because Aspyr decided to bring it to modern consoles, and with that, they also decided to bring this. What is it, you ask? It's a special collector's edition of Stubbs the Zombie that you could order for a limited time back in March of 2021. And this is actually interesting because I never thought it would come. See, I actually ended up placing this order in, but when my finances went to the gutter because of everything that was happening, I actually canceled this and got a refund of it via PayPal. So I figured, well, I'm never going to see it again. It would have been nice to have, but, you know, collector's edition of a 16-year-old, 17-year-old game almost at this point versus putting food on the table and paying the bills. Yeah, I got to pay with the bills for this. So I just asked for a refund, and I just thought it would never come. But I kept getting emails from the fulfillment team, and apparently I still got this shipped out to me. So I don't know who decided to do that. I don't know if it was an error or what have you, but cheers to whoever works at Aspyr or whoever put this together for actually managing to give this to me and still keeping the order intact. So I'm going to be doing an unboxing video of this. I've never done an unboxing video of this before. In fact, this is actually the first time I've purchased a collector's edition of any game before, because I am a wait and see sort of guy. I generally tend not to blow like a couple $100 on really expensive stuff that just amounts to, you know, swag, basically. But for this, it was a little bit different. Like I said, a huge fan of Stubbs the Zombie, big part of the cult fandom that it has attained, and I just thought this would be really cool. So we are going to unbox this. I'm also recording this on an iPhone XR camera. I did get a new phone simply because my old one has expired, and so I needed to. And so AT&T were kind enough to give me a free phone. So thank you, AT&T, for that. Even if your internet service still sucks ass. Yeah, let's get into this. So I'm doing this one-handed. So forgive me for having this be a little bit on the basic side. Gotta love the sound of bubble wrap squeaking up against everything. So as you can see right here, first impressions, I actually do really like this design. The blood-splattered retro 50s TV set design. I mean, you got the simulated wood here on it with the big old Stubbs the Zombie and Rebel Without a Pulse logo. You've got the game cover right here in glorious black and white sepia tone indicative of the time period. All these little dials and everything. In fact, if I turn this around, yeah, it looks like an actual 50s TV set. This is actually really cool. I love the attention to detail that's been put into this. Yeah, so far so good. This is a really awesome first impression. A little bit of a shipping issue there. That's what happens. I'm probably gonna have to take this out of the box. I don't know how to open this. So I'll just pause this video and come right back because no one wants to really see me fumbling around with this camera. So I'll take a quick break from this and then I'll come right back. Okay, cool. All right, so I am back. I think I figured this out. It is magnetic from the front. Lift this open. Oh, and now it also has a top thing right here. And there we go. Here are the contents of the box. I guess we'll start with this thing first. Let me just open this off camera. And it is a gut grenade plushie. If you are familiar with the game at all, or you've seen my my live stream of it, my Let's Plays of it, you will know that the gut grenade is probably the single most iconic power in Stubbs the Zombie. It basically just kind of functions like a plasma grenade in Halo because, like I said in the old video, it's built off the Halo engine, so all the physics and everything carried over. And this was probably the most effective power you had. All it needed was just 2 brains for you to eat, and you got, you know, an additional 1 for every brain you had. You could carry up to 3. They were useful for crowd control, individual enemies, tougher enemies. They were just the best power-up in the game, and here it is in tiny little plushie form. Looking at this, I'm not going to say that the quality is the best. I know it's supposed to be a pancreas, but it doesn't really look like it. I mean, if you just put like eyes on the side of its head and a doofy looking mouth or something, it could probably pass as like the kind of thing you'd see in a kid's cartoon. The color is really bright on this. I think I know it's trying to go for like a sickly green, but honestly, I think if the shading were a little bit better on it, I think it would get more of that effect. But I don't know. It's got its own little basic charm to it. Official logo right there. Nice touch. All right, let's see what else is in here. Oh! So, the only thing that survived for Stubbs for the long time that you could easily get was the soundtrack. And for good reason. The soundtrack to this game is really awesome. If you've ever, played through the game, or you just watch any videos on YouTube, doesn't have to really be my playthrough, but any playthrough, and you've gone the cop rock section where you have the dance battle off against the chief, you will know how good the soundtrack is. It's basically just a bunch of classic 50s jukebox hits from that era. Mr. Sandman, Lonesome Road, Earth Angel, If I Only Had a Brain from The Wizard of Oz, which, okay, it's cliched, but it works. And they're all done by really big artists that were really popular and maybe not so popular at the time that this game was released. So very mid-2000s alternative artists. You had Death Cab for Cutie, you had Cake, you had the Flaming Lips, a lot of really solid artists, and all this has been collected onto one vinyl record. Now, normally I don't really care for vinyl myself. I know that there are going to be a swath of hipsters and audiophiles saying, well, actually, vinyl will always be the superior format just because of the audio quality it delivers. I live in the modern era. I don't carry around a sonogram in my car. I can kind of get the appeal of vinyl records from very much a retro kind of perspective. There is something very kind of romantic and very, kind of cool about vinyl records as an art form, as a media format. I personally don't buy into this whole thing of, they provide the best quality. I think if there is any quality, it's minimal at best. And considering I've damaged my hearing over the years and have tinnitus thanks to going to the gun range, and listening to music really loud and everything, I just don't have the auditory capabilities necessary to really appreciate what vinyl can do. But I think in this case, this is one I'm going to keep. One, just because the soundtrack, like I said, is really fucking awesome. Probably one of the most underrated soundtracks, video game soundtracks ever, even if it is just a bunch of licensed tunes done by cover artists. It fits really well into the game. And just because, it's very fitting, once again, to the late 50s setting and aesthetic that the game has, that you would have a vinyl record. I mean, just look at this. Look at this list. I mean, you can't really go wrong with this list. This is a really solid track list. Even if you've never played the game, I would highly recommend listening to the soundtrack. It is awesome. So, yeah, I actually think this is a pretty good thing. I don't have a vinyl player to go with it, but if I ever did, I'll definitely listen to it. All right, let's see what else we have here. And no, I'm not going to do a face reveal for you guys, simply because I think it is a war crime having to look at my face in real life. It's like staring into the Ark of the Covenant here. So, okay, instructions here. Let's open this up. Like I said, it's not easy to do everything one-handed. There's only one thing I could do off-handed, and I can't really show it on YouTube. Or anywhere else for the matter, really. Hang on, let me pause this for a second so I could get this damn thing out. All right, so I managed to get it out. And as you can see, it is good old-fashioned Stubbs' head. Right here in all his glory. And apparently there's a rose here as well. As you can see, the actual flower of it broke off, which doesn't really give me credence to the fact that it is of the highest quality. Kind of unfortunate that it had to happen like this, but I can easily just, super glue this on or get adhesive or something and fix that. But as far as the actual quality of the head, I mean, it does feel a little bit on the plasticky side. I think I paid about $120, $140, somewhere between there. So I kind of expected a little bit better quality as far as the materials used. As plastic is kind of squishy and feels very, not exactly the greatest quality. I wasn't, I would have expected, kind of a lighter ceramic, or I wasn't expecting like a full cast metal cast head or something like that, but the quality could be a little bit better. As far as the actual design of the head is concerned, I mean, they got it right. I mean, you see this sexy little bastard right here on the cover, and they got it down pretty down pat as far as, the eyes being misshapen, the big cleft chin, the hat. Obviously a rose instead of a cigarette, because we're all PC now and we can't show people smoking, even if it was, back then in the 50s. And they did give you a little stand to place it on, and a little peg right here. Let's see if we can't stab this guy in there. Hopefully that didn't do anything too bad. And there we go. There he is. Stubbs in all his green undead glory as a head on a stick. A little bit more of my room setup. Oh, he fell over, but I'm probably just going to place him right on top of that shelf that you see there. That just tends to be the shelf with everything. So you see the big AT-AT, and you see the little die-cast 65 GTO right there. And of course, that cool Alien vs. Predator hand drawing right behind that I actually got a flea market for like $40. It's actually very impressive. And my old CRT TV that I still play all my older shit on, including my GameCube. Yeah, my room is a mess. I'm 25 years old. What do you expect from me? But anyways, as far as the head is concerned, again, I kind of wish it was a little bit higher quality. I kind of wish this plastic was a little bit better, but it's still a pretty interesting piece. Yeah, you're gonna have to get that done, buddy. But every rose has its thorns. No one wants to hear me sing. No one wants to hear me fucking sing. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is a little punch bowl pamphlet. So it kind of looks like one of those travel pamphlets or travel lodge things that you would see. Backbone, the dam, the 21st century, 50 years, beacon of progress. Yeah, this is actually kind of cool. It looks very much like what you would expect from a from like a tour pamphlet in one of those little hotels, and it gives the illusion that it's actually a real place, and gives the descriptions necessary that were shown both in the opening intro sequence and also just in the game in general. This is actually very nice. This is also made of plastic as well, as you can hear. I actually do like the fact that it's not made of paper, just because it's probably going to be a lot more fragile than it would be if it was plastic. You know, it's decent plastic. I'm not. It's a tour pamphlet. I'm not gonna bitch about the quality of a tour pamphlet. It is what it is. This. What is this? This looks like a poster. Hang on. Oh, there's the tape right there. Don't you just love seeing some idiot like me fumble through basic ass plastic? Such riveting content. I'm going to assume that this is a poster, or posters as it were. That's actually really cool. My boyfriend's back and I'm gonna be in. So yeah, these are all retro movie style posters in the thing of Stubbs. I actually, this is actually really cool. I kind of like this, very much this homage to the original Night of the Living Dead poster with the black and white and the interspersed against the letters of it. This is actually really, really cool. Really cool. As far as this one goes, I mean, it's not the greatest, but it does have kind of charm to it. I do love the fact that you have this guy right here who was the poor bastard getting his head noshed on in all the promotional materials. Like if you've seen any of the promotional images with Stubbs taking a bite out of this poor sot's head and just blood gushing everywhere. Nice little nod to that. Not the greatest quality. The art style isn't necessarily my thing. It looks a bit too Suda 51-ish in my opinion. Not that I hate Suda's art style necessarily. I just don't think it fits. So there's that. And then the classic hand rising from the grave. Again, very much in homage to George Romero's Dead films. Lightning in the background. This is, again, a really cool design right here. I love the fact that they got the extended fingernails down that are all rotted and everything. Yeah, these posters are actually really cool. The quality is fairly solid on them. You know, it's a bit tougher paper, but it's still paper nevertheless. So I'm going to treat these delicately. Yeah, I actually think these posters aren't too bad for themselves. Let's see what else we got in here. So you do get a physical copy of the game right here. Ooh, THQ Nordic. Nice. So I bought the Xbox One version of this. I know I streamed this on PS4, but, you know, this was originally an Xbox exclusive game. I figured it would be nice to bring it back onto the platform, or the successor of the platform, which it started from. Unfortunately, I don't have an Xbox One with me. I had to sell off the last one for cash. Not that it was a big deal, but I kind of overpaid for that one. My old one that I used for a long time from eBay back in 2017 ended up dying in 2020, so I got 3 good years out of it. I'm not complaining. The other one I bought from a guy for 120 bucks. The disk drive didn't work on it, so I really couldn't use it for anything. So once I get more cash, I'm probably gonna find like a 1X or a Series X or an original Xbox One or something like that. Something a bit more affordable, but still nevertheless good, and with a disk drive that actually works, just so I can play this. And it will go into that shelf right there where the original is. In fact, let me stop the video for a moment, and there it is. There it is, the original Xbox version of Stubbs the Zombie. I bought this about back in 2015. I paid about $27 for it, and right now, in this condition, you know, with the complete disc, the instruction manual, the box, and everything, I'm easily looking at, you know, I could easily get $100 for this, but I'm not going to get to let go of it. I just think it's you know, a really sentimental thing, and now I've got its successor on there. No wide load, obviously, because like I said, wide load has is no more, but it will easily these two will easily make a solid place on my shelf, and that is more than enough, and I think that's really cool. All right, let's see what else is in this thing here. What is this? I think I might know what this is, but let me just confirm it. I'm destroying the box on it. Fuck it. You know, some things you gotta persevere, some things you gotta destroy. I'm keeping the box though. The box is actually really fucking cool. So I'm gonna keep that there. And what is this? It's a Zippo lighter. Awesome. And it has the logo on it. It's actually really cool. And yeah, this is a legitimate Zippo lighter. I can tell because I used to be a... this will either come as a surprise to you or maybe not come as a surprise to some of you. And it will also, you know, not necessarily be a shocking revelation if it does. But I actually used to be a smoker for, you know, a couple years. Started off on cigarettes and then I switched over to cigars. And I still smoke cigars quite a bit, but I haven't been able to. Once again, financial problems. I don't necessarily have the money to waste on cigars at this point. My face may come up in the reflection, but you know, what can you do at this point? But I used to use a Zippo lighter quite a bit when I was smoking cigarettes, just because there's nothing like a classic Zippo. I'm sorry. You know, a cheap Bic lighter does not have the coolness of a Zippo lighter, and a torch lighter is just way too kind of overkill, I would think. So I always use the classic Zippo lighter. In fact, let me just put this down here and get back to this, because if I'm on my drawer, let's see here. No one needs to see that. Okay, I don't have it on hand, but I do have a couple legitimate Zippo lighters in my truck. I'm not gonna go out and get them at the moment, but I can safely say that this is a legitimate Zippo lighter. It's a bit more rounded off, I feel like, than the original, but you know, it's got that same quality, got the same action, everything. It is a genuine Zippo lighter. It just happens to be a Zippo lighter with the Stubbs the Zombie Rebel Without a Pulse logo on it. And this is actually really cool, especially considering I used to smoke unfiltered cigarettes all the time. I would smoke Lucky Strikes and Camels, Camel non-filters and Pall Mall non-filters. Very classic cigarettes of that era. So yeah, this would be a really good thing if I ever decided to get back into to smoking again. Actually, that leads me to a good question. What kind of cigarettes would Stubbs smoke back then? What brand of cigarettes do you think Stubbs would smoke? These are the questions we need to know, people. Okay. Me asking the hard-hitting questions about a fictional zombie that not a lot of people know. And these are just parts. I think these are kind of little bit, it might be a little bit on the cheap side. These little pins right here. Gotta love the sound of crinkling plastic. Yeah, so these are just pins. It is kind of clever that they represent some of the you know, power-ups that you use in the game. You know, the hand possessor, the gut grenade, and the bowling ball head. So that's kind of cool, and I kind of like this little explosion right here. But, you know, pins, I'm not a big pin guy myself. I don't get the appeal of these little pins like this. But they're nicely detailed, they're nicely designed, so I'll easily just keep them as a little bonus right there. But yeah, this is this and a bunch of other plastics is the Stubbs the Zombie Collector Edition, the I Dream of Stubbs edition of Stubbs the Zombie. Overall, as far as the quality and everything, you know, technically I got this for free, so I can't really complain too much about it, especially considering I thought I would never get it in the first place, and I would just, you know, was just okay with, you know, oh, well, you know, it happens, life gets in the way, you can't, you know, have everything that you want. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices, and this was one of them. So I can't really complain too much about getting something that ostensibly I now have for free. As far as, you know, paying the initial 120, 140, somewhere around there, I think it might be a little bit on the pricey side to me. I personally never thought that this would happen. Like, I seriously never thought that Stubbs, the zombie of all things, would get a collector's edition of anything, and that Aspire would be willing to make a collector's edition of Stubbs the Zombie. So you got to be a really die-hard, you know, super hardcore fan in order to want to get this collector's edition. But as far as the actual collector's edition itself, the swag that you get and everything, I'd probably give it a solid, you know, 8 out of 10. There's some things I think that could be improved on just from a quality standpoint. You know, I think there are some things that could be a little bit better. I don't know what I would do in order to change what's already here, because, you know, there's clearly a lot of creativity and ingenuity into this box set already. Unless there's anything else I'm missing. No, there's not. So I can't really complain too much about it, but especially for what it is. It's a collector's edition of an obscure game that only the hardest of hardcore fans would buy. But I think overall, for about 120, 140 bucks, and it's a little bit overpriced in my opinion. Just from the quality issues, some minor quality issues that I've seen, and just the swag and the fact that it took a long ass time to get here. I ordered this back in April of 2021, and this literally arrived as of the time of recording yesterday. So May of the 6th is when I finally got this thing, just because of all the issues that were going on. None of it, not all of it is Aspire's fault, obviously, considering what was going on, but you know, for the weight, I would imagine, you know, I think, especially just for the weight, I'm not going to say it was 100% worth it, but it's a neat little collector set. It's a neat little collector set, and the fact that I still managed to get my hands on it, and, you know, wasn't expecting it at all, and now I've gotten it accessibly for free. I think it's nice. It's a nice little thing. I'm not, but is it worth, you know, trying to get a secondhand copy of it or trying to like find it somewhere? I can't say for 100% certain. You got to be a really big Stubbs the Zombie fan like I am in order to justify getting this. Of course, they're all sold out now, so they were probably made in limited quantities, and I just happen to have one of the few ones there. But there's some cool things here. I'm not going to deny that some of this stuff is really cool. Some of it's really inventive, and, you know, I guess we're going to be using this. Just because, why not? I mean, it's pretty awesome. But, you know, there's some good, there's some bad. I think that's kind of the thing with every collector's edition that there is, you know, whether the swag looks enticing to you and whether the amount of swag necessary will entice you to spend the money necessary. But, you know, I think it's pretty neat. I think it's unique. There's definitely some highlights and some lowlights here, but overall, I'd give it like a solid, you know, B, maybe B plus, just because this design right here, this box right here, is really cool, and I really do enjoy it. Still better than the Fallout 76 Nuka-Cola Special Edition, though. Yeah, me, Predator coming at you with the dead memes and everything. But yeah, this has been the Stubbs the Zombie unboxing video. Sorry, it's been a bit long and a bit rambly, like all my other content. Sir fucking prees right there. But yeah, thanks you all for watching this video. If you liked it, you know, leave a like, leave a comment, leave whatever the hell you want to do. You know, it's a free country. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this in the future of just me and this disembodied hand right here, just going through some stuff that I find interesting or what have you, well, let me know. As far as playthroughs, I'm not exactly sure what. Hopefully I'll get enough money to get Resident Evil 8 and play through that, even though I know it's been a year and no one gives a shit about Resident Evil 8 anymore. But, you know, still got to make it. I do have God of War PS4 edition as a potential playthrough if you guys are interested in that. But But that might be for another day. Again, thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. And be good to each other, I suppose. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Bye.